Hola, hola, mis amigos. Today I'm going to read an amazing story about an amazing artist named Diego Rivera, who is from Mexico. He lived in Mexico and also was married to Frida Kahlo, another amazing Mexican artist. So let's hear the story of Diego and enjoy the illustrations. I also like it because it's written in both English and Spanish. So deep in the mountains of Mexico, there was a town called Guanajuato. So Montañas de Mexico, the mountains of Mexico, is where Diego's from. And in Guanajuato, there were two happy parents. They were happy because they had twin sons named Diego and Carlos. Twin brothers. And then Gemelos is Spanish for twins. But poor Carlos soon fell ill and passed away. He was not even 2 years old, so Diego's twin brother passed away. This left poor Diego all alone. Then he fell ill too, just like his brother. The doctor told his parents he should have a nurse. They found a woman named Antonia. She was an Indian healer, an indigenous person, who could heal Diego. Antonia took young Diego to her hut in the mountains. There was fresh air and there was sunlight. So aire puro, fresh air, luz, the light, and again las montañas, the mountains. Her hut was very small, but it was a good place for Diego. Inside there were magical things. There was an altar with candles and little dolls, and there were all sorts of herbs and dried fruits. Antonia used these in her healing. Even while he slept, Diego breathed the vapors of her medicinal herbs. During the day, he played in the jungle. The animals were his friends. So la jungla, the jungle. And los animales eran sus amigos. The animals were his friends. And there's a snake peeking out. One day Diego whistled and a parrot whistled back. The parrot became his pet. And I love this parrot because it's the three primary colors: amarillo yellow, azul blue, rojo red. Diego grew strong and healthy again, and it was now time for him to go home. So he was able to heal and get better. For a homecoming present, his parents gave him some colored chalk, and Diego drew everywhere, even on the walls. He loved to draw so much his father made him a studio. The walls were covered with blackboards, and Diego drew and drew and drew, making murals that covered the whole room. So murals are large artworks that cover entire walls and spaces. Murales, murals. Diego had a hard time at school. All day long, he was daydreaming. When he got home, he played with his toy soldiers he had made all by himself. He made 5,000 toy soldiers, so he made little sculptures to be his toys. What a good artist. He loved everything that was colorful. He loved to go to church just to see the little paintings on the walls. So la iglesia is the church. His parents finally sent him to art school. He was several years younger than any of the other students. It was an honor to be there. So he kind of went to art school and college early, before he was even old enough. They let him in anyway. But art school was boring for Diego. He didn't want to draw what the teachers said. He wanted to paint real life. So he did. Whatever he saw, he painted out in nature. He painted people on the Day of the Dead, El Dia de los Muertos. This is a day when people think about people they love who have passed away. So they celebrate the life of those who have passed, kind of like his brother had passed away. They can honor those people. He painted people at las fiestas, the parties. These are special days when people wear colorful masks and dance through the streets. One day, Diego saw a horrible thing. He saw real soldiers shooting down workers. But he painted that too. It was what he saw. So he was kind of giving a social commentary or painting murals based on real events, which became like passing down history. Diego didn't like everything he saw. That's why he helped the poor people fight their way for equality and freedom. They were fighting for fair wages and a better life. Diego loved his people more than anything. Almost. The thing he loved most was painting. That's why he went to Paris, the art center of the world. But in Paris, all he thought about was Mexico. So he went to Paris, in France, the capital of France, but all he could think about was being back in Mexico, where he was born. Then Diego went to Italy. He saw beautiful murals inside the churches, and these gave him ideas. He couldn't wait to turn his ideas into paintings back in Mexico. So there's the boat. He's returning back. That's when he started painting the murals that made him famous. His murals told the story of the Mexican people. Day and night, Diego painted. His friends had to climb up a ladder just to see him, because that's how big his paintings were. And there's Frida Kahlo chilling next to him on the scaffolding. One day he got so tired he fell asleep, and Diego fell off the scaffold. But he wasn't hurt. He wasn't even bothered. His murals were all that mattered to him. He put everything he'd ever seen into them. Things from Antonia's hut, things from the Dia de los Muertos, the fiestas, the scenes from the desert, from the jungle, everything. His murals were huge. There was nothing else like them in the entire world. And here's a big illustration of his murals, covering the whole wall, the whole ceiling, on all sides. It's like an installation. Diego Rivera became a famous artist. His paintings made people proud to be Mexican, and they still do. And actually, my favorite murals by Diego Rivera are inside the Detroit Institute of Arts. So, Detroit is in Michigan. So if you could ever go to the Detroit Institute of Arts, you would be able to see Diego's murals there. And actually, Diego and Frida Kahlo lived in Michigan for the time he was there in Detroit working on that project. So you could go and learn a little bit more about him and the history and see those amazing works. It takes up an entire room, top to bottom, side to side. So I hope you learned a little bit about Diego Rivera and the Mexican painting style that he made famous with his murals. Until next time, adios amigos.